What do you think about that? Ice storm action. That's the one good thing about those boxes of fishing lures. They fit in any mailbox. Well, not any, but those style, you know. Mail those from anywhere in town. Pick up a bone for Cretia. If it has something to do with the cold weather. Those are the unripest Roma tomatoes I've ever seen here. First things first. Oh, what is it? Oh, something delicious. What that is? This yours? Watch out, Pete. Excuse me. Can I have my coat back? Thank you. My last video, I said I would give some little tips for cold weather travel on a two-wheeler. Be good for snowmobiling too, I suppose. Not so much bicycles, because when you ride a bicycle, your body is exerting so much energy that you're kind of your own heater. So on a bicycle, you know, you just basically, when your skin's covered, you just pretty much heat yourself. The problem with riding motorcycles and scooters, snowmobiles, as it's not that physical of an activity. Stop and go, dumpster diving the way I do, that's pretty physical. But if you're just going down the highway or driving across town where you're not stopping and you got that constant wind flow on you, driving in cold weather actually can get pretty brutal, especially on your hands. And after I go through this part, I'm going to show you what you can do for your hands, because your hands are on them handlebars. And I don't know if you ever have watched your mirrors ice over in a car when you're traveling in the winter. That's a real bad deal on your hands. You've seen this coat in my videos. Hi, Grace. You don't mind if I make a video, do you? Huh? You don't mind? Okay, thank you. The reason why I like this coat so much and why I'm going to wear it this winter is because it's got this. This is extremely important. You get a coat. The last few years I've just been wearing a Carhartt with a thinner coat inside that has a neck like this. You can pull this way up over your mouth and your nose. You can pull this all the way up to right under your eyes if you want to. So if it's kind of cold, you can just put a hat on, put this over your mouth and nose. It helps a lot not breathing that cold air. And also the air won't go down in to your coat. Grizz, come on. She always likes being in videos when I do this. Of course, the full face helmet is just something that's mandatory when it's real cold. And so you got this will be all tucked up in here. So this coat will be all the way up to like right under your eyes. And that's just a really important thing. It stops air from going down inside your body. So basically you're kind of like wearing an astronaut suit almost. And of course dressing in layers, everyone knows that, just put on a bunch of clothes. But when you have that neck like that, that's just a real important deal. And then I said I'd give a few tips for people that aren't prepared. Once you're prepared, it's not that big of a deal. You just kind of learn on your own. But if you're like this winter, sometime you have to go across town on a scooter or motorcycle for some weird reason. If you're just not used to it, if you find yourself just not prepared, what you can do is just take a piece of cardboard and put it right there inside your sweatshirt or your little jacket or whatever you're wearing. And that is just a wonderful thing. If you're in a jam and just need to do something real quick. Hi, Chris. You trying to help? You're not really helping a whole lot there. Thank you, though. So you just put that right over your body, your chest, and Chris, dang it. Hey, what you doing? Zip the coat back up, and you wouldn't believe how much that helps. Hey, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? People often ask me if she's blind, and no, she's not. I don't know. She looks like she should be with that scar tissue over her eye, but somehow, see how she's on that string? She'll play with just a little piece of thread. I don't know how she sees as well as she does, but she has a normal quality of life. That's good. A lot of people wonder about that. Now you ready to? Okay. Now you want to get in on it? All right. I'm gonna take you outside to my scooter and show you the most important thing that I've learned as far as traveling in the winter. It gets pretty much miserable driving like this. The tips of your fingers and stuff, of course, as everyone knows, I'm sure, are the first thing to get cold. I do have to say, riding a scooter, your feet and your legs are totally behind this little windshield here. So it's a lot different than having them off on the side like you would on a motorcycle. So on scooters, and I just learned this here recently, I hadn't thought about it before, but on scooters, you don't have to really worry about your feet and what you're wearing down there. So that's kind of nice. There's a lot of benefits to this scooter that I didn't think about when I bought it that I really like. But anyways, that's a different story. Let's get to this. Now what I did before, and you can buy a deal, wind brakes for these online, but they're kind of pricey for a good big proper pair, you know. There's like bark busters and like brush guards and stuff, and those help. Brush guards, the plastic brush guards, the little ones, those help a little bit. But if you take like a milk jug like this and cut the handle side out, so you just have that top half and around like that, you know what I mean? So if it's like that, and you just like cut halfway through there, so the opening of that milk jug will go around your handlebars or whatever. There's not as much space as there was on my motorcycle here on this, but you can just see, I mean, everyone's going to be different. So just cut out the milk jug in a way where it fits on there, so you just have the leftover milk jug covering out here. Now a milk jug's not going to look too great. It's kind of embarrassing. But if you've got a can of spray paint laying around, like I have a can of black spray paint, I'll just spray paint that all black and then use like black electrical tape to secure it around my handlebars and stuff. And actually, it looks pretty nice. It really does, especially if your bike is black or part black. And people won't even realize what it is. No idea it's a milk jug. But where I live, I'm only gonna need something like this for maybe 2 or 3 months. So disposable is the way I'll go. You know, you can invest in a real nice one. I'll put down in the description, I'll link up some windbreaks for your hands if you want to just straight out buy some. If you're going to be doing this for year after year, it's definitely a good investment. One thing is the milk jug can get kind of flimsy, so you might have to put some kind of brace in there, like a tongue depressor or a popsicle stick, something along them lines. Or of course you can do whatever you want. I'm just giving you the rough outline of what to do. You could take a thicker, stronger bottle like that and do it with that. That would be a little more sturdy. Like I say, in 2 or 3 months I'm just gonna throw mine in the garbage, so I don't really care if it's kind of a little flimsy. But the thing is I can just put on my fingerless glove. You see me wearing my videos, and I'll just wear these all winter. It could be 20 degrees outside, and I'll just wear these. That's how good these windbreaks work. You just won't believe, and your fingers don't get cold at all. I mean, it literally eliminates every bit of the windshield. So if you wear a coat, like I said earlier in the video, full face helmet, coat that goes up to your eyes, put these wind guards on here, you just won't believe how much better the situation is just with that simple little things you can do. What's up, man? Did I wake you up?
No.
Now I'm making a YouTube video.
Huh?
I'm making a YouTube video. Taco pizza action. I have this easy recipe listed down in the description. You can use olive oil, make it more healthy if you want. That's all there is to that. Most recipes for pizza dough will say to use yeast. Here's what I do with yeast. Who has time to sit around and watch yeast activate? This is about having fun, and if you're making thin crust, you don't need yeast. Yeast can actually cause a lot of problems for the rookie pizza maker. As soon as I stir this up, it's ready to flatten out and use. About like so. Now the fun part. That's how you get it real mixed up. This is what I'm going to cook it on, one of these screens. I highly recommend you getting one of those. That's pretty much the best thing in my opinion. You don't have to flour it, you don't have to oil it. You just put the dough straight on that screen, put it in the oven. Thin crust, it's okay not to use yeast. You want to make sure you don't use too much dough. You don't want to make the dough too thick, because without yeast it won't get airy properly. So make sure your thin crust is a thin. This right here is enough for 4 or 5 thin crust pizzas. The recipe that's in the description for this dough. So I'm going to take about 1/4 or 1/5 of this dough ball, flatten it out over here, and I smashed it down a little bit first. I could do it by hand, but most people are going to want to just use a rolling pin to get it nice and thin. Doesn't have to be a circle. Pizza can be whatever shape you want it to be. Wrap up the rest of this dough for later. Plastic would be better. I don't have any plastic. You could put it like in a bowl and cover the bowl with plastic, or just put the dough ball in plastic. As long as you use it in a few days, it really doesn't matter what you do. I suppose it might help if I actually cooked the meat. Well, in this case, veggie grillers crumbles. If you don't want to make your own dough, if you don't have the time or whatever, you can just buy pre-made thin crusts at the store. They're a lot more expensive, of course. What you're looking at right there cost maybe, oh shoot, I don't know, 20 cents, 15 cents maybe. Hi, Griz. Of course, just follow the directions on the griller crumbles and the taco seasoning. don't waste your time with it. Of course, I should have cooked this before I made the dough. Trying to put this video together, I got a little carried away. How's that sound? I didn't buy that at the store. I already had some of that can of refried beans. Got the bean dip down, or bean dip, refried beans. There's no real recipe for this. You can just pretty much do whatever you want. I'm gonna put a little salsa on there. And a little bit of pizza sauce. That's actually a spaghetti sauce. Same deal, really. When you buy spaghetti sauce at the store for pizza, I have found that the ones that taste the best are gonna be like a 6 cheese, a 4 cheese, a triple cheese. This one happens to be a Parmesan and a Romano cheese. It just depends on what you want, but any of those spaghetti sauces are gonna do the trick. Salsa action. How's that looking? A little pizza sauce action. Don't want to put too much of that on there. There it is. What do you think? You see me using these big spoons to spread stuff out. This come in real handy. You might not have a big spoon like that. You can use anything. You can use your hands. It's easy to spread toppings out with your hands. Although that's kind of hot. Sheesh. A little more. I said there's no recipe. There's definitely a very definite recipe for the dough. Everything else is just pretty much whatever you want. Cheese, please. Just about there. Notice what kind of cheese that was. Monterey Jack, cheddar, asadero, quesadilla. Mixed in with the other 2 cheeses and the sauce. We're dealing with 6 cheeses. Big pan of taco meat for tacos some other day. I didn't take the time to add up the cost, the food cost on this one. But I would guess that to be about a $2 product right there. What you're looking at so far. The screen is a 14-inch screen. So that is about a 12-inch pizza, give or take. That would be the equivalent to a medium pizza that you would buy at the store or a restaurant or a pizzeria. Let's see how we're doing here. That's about right. What do you think? What's that sound like? Sounds like goodness to me. Another good feature of these screens is the inner part cools down really fast. Look at that. It's been out of the oven for 20 seconds, so I'm grabbing it. The outer rim, not so much. But the screen, just do that with it and it's done. I'll put it on my cutting surface now. I'm just gonna cut this one into 4 pieces. All the toppings we're gonna put on top here will fall right off smaller pieces, so. Save the rest of this tomato for tacos tomorrow. When I cut these tomatoes, I don't know how most people do it. Of course, I'm just cooking for myself, so when I do this, it's not nasty. What I did is I just sucked all the juice and seeds and wet stuff out of there. I wouldn't do that if I was cooking for someone else, but that's just nice. It's just the tomato when you cut it, and then when you store the rest of it, of course, it's just not gonna be a wet, nasty mess. It's just gonna be a dry tomato. Thought that might be interesting. I might have a taste of this just to see what I'm dealing with here. That's pretty good. Not bad. I don't know if you noticed or not, but these are generic Doritos. can use like a Tostito or something, whatever you want. The Doritos, of course, are gonna have a little more flavor. And what you want to do is just crumble them up like so. About like that, I'll do it. Okay, so that doesn't look like much toppings. I'm not gonna top the whole pizza because the lettuce and tomato will get nasty if it sits out. So I'm just gonna have probably 2 pieces right now, and then I'll stick these other 2 back in the oven. Might have them later tonight or in the morning or something. So this is just gonna be 2 toppings here, or 2 slices worth of toppings there. Just going to throw that on there like that. Tomato extra. About like so. Now you can see why you don't want real small pieces. And just throw those on there like that. La-di-da. Taco pizza action. Now let's see what we're dealing with. Oh yeah. My goodness. That's the good stuff right there. This is where I store my pizza. I don't put it right in the fridge because I don't want to cool it down. I'm going to have it here in a little while. So I'll just put it in there. I don't want it to keep cooking, so I'll leave the door open. I can't leave it out, of course, because I have cats. So it's a nice spot for it right in there. Now I'm going to go edit this video while I munch on this. I sure hope you enjoyed this video. And as always, thanks for watching. Thanks, Grace.